of the injury report is for what? For you gamblers. I mean, why else would you have an injury report? The NFL has always been laughable when they say, well, we do this because we don't want to have one team having an edge, because leaks have always happened, not only in the government, but it happens in big-time sports as well. You get some knucklehead in one building calling someone else in another building saying, hey, this guy's not listed, but he's really dinged. Old school coaches hate talking about injuries. Can you remember what Tom Coughlin used to do and say when asked about an injury? But we'll see. We get Friday, get Saturday, a long trip. That won't help. It never does. And, hopefully he's good to go. But, I've made a point all week long, man, snap count-wise, I'm ready to not, really count on him defensively. I think it's the emergence of Buster Brown. I hope it's Greg Newsome, who after the bye is more knowledgeable of Anthony Campanelli's defense and can certainly help things out. Again, one thing that has been very mysterious to me is that it appears this organization, at least for the time being, has completely given up on Jarian Jones in the secondary. So where I'm at is, Travis Hunter, offense. Get him the ball, deep balls. Find a way to make him the most targeted guy coming up on Sunday. And we'll see. This injury could affect things a little bit. And, what is it going to take to win this game? There's 17 points. Win this game. We're talking about two of the bottom 8 teams in the NFL if you look at scoring offense. Here goes. I always give you the obligatory. I can't figure out why total offense and total defense is always the statistic that the NFL goes by. It makes no sense to me. You can give up so many garbage yards, and you can, go to the great Blake Bortles year before they went on the playoff run, or even Trevor Lawrence, during losses in his career. You can add so many yards when defenses are in prevent, they're on their heels, they're giving stuff in front of them. It's always really aggravated me. The most important statistic in football, team-related, is what? Scoring offense, scoring defense. The only worse scoring offense in pro football than the Raiders? The Titans and the Jaguars. They've really struggled as of late. They only combined 19 points in the last 2 games. We know that's an average of 9.5 a contest. All of a sudden, they go into this matchup scoring 20.9 compared to Vegas's 14.7. And again, overall, Las Vegas has a minus 11. If you look at 14-7 scored, 25-7 allowed, that's 11 points a game. That is awful. I mean, that is borderline pathetic. This is a game in which Jacksonville should be able to go in there and win. So what's it going to take? Would you take, if I gave you 17 right now, just after 6 o'clock on a Thursday, if I said 17 points, are you taking that? Would it be a yes or a no? We'll have a little bit of fun with that coming up here momentarily. We are going to take a quick break because we want to make time for Tim Brando. He's out in Colorado, interested in what his conversation is going to be like with Deion Sanders. I have been an advocate forever for Deion Sanders to go to Florida State. I thought he would be the perfect man with a thick wallet, with NIL money, hire the best offensive and defensive coordinator around, and let Deion recruit. Let Deion go out and do his own. I've come off that only because, man, I don't think prime time's healthy. I don't think he's in this for the long run. He's had a lot of health issues, some reported, some not reported. We know he's had some toes amputated, and he's had blood clots in the lower part of his legs, and who knows what else. So I've soured on that. But, I did watch that game the other night. They just got absolutely blown out by Utah. And others will say, listen, Deion's not a great coach without Travis Hunter. Deion's not a great coach without his two sons. Anyway, pretty interesting game coming up in the Big 12. It'll be Arizona at Colorado. And with Tim Brando, we'll also get into the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. It's all over the place on the socials. If you go to my pages, a lot of Gator fans right now really upset with Tim Brando. Like he's got a personal vendetta against you. Have you ever listened to Timmy B? I've brought him on weekly for the last 19 years. Tim Brando says exactly what he wants to say, exactly what he means. It's not like this is isolated against Florida. But anyway, we'll mention the very latest. Would Matt Rule? I mean, how does Matt Rule sign an extension through 2032? Get this straight. On the heels of Nebraska losing a sixth consecutive game to Minnesota, he gets this contract. I thought I knew something about football until I looked at the lifetime series between the Cornhuskers and the Golden Gophers. Do you realize Minnesota leads this overall series 38-25-2? 38-25, Minnesota over Nebraska. Again, I mean, I'll be the first to come out and admit it. Whenever I say anything about college football, take into consideration that I really don't know what I'm talking about. Because if you were to ask me whether it was in a bar or a saloon or a honky-tonk or whatever it would be, I would have bet the entire tab that Nebraska had more wins against Minnesota. It's not even close. 38-25. But he's out for Penn State. So what in the heck is going on with the coaching carousel? We got a ton to do tonight, and it's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. All right, opening comments are brought to you by Shmunez Vision. It's a good thing I have 20/20, and I want to thank the good folks over at Shmunez Vision. Some of you out there may not. If your eyes are an issue, I feel for you. But let me tell you, I consistently recommend Shmunez Vision, where the main goal is to get the most value for your money. The technology now in these these labs and what they do that is eye related is just off the chart. The advanced equipment. Now, Shmunez Vision, they have all that advanced equipment, but you may not need it. What happens when you go from advanced equipment to advanced equipment? It's going to cost you more for the examination. The goal at Shmunez Vision is to give you the most value for your money. Are you a candidate for laser eye surgery? Imagine 2020 for the rest of your life, never having to look for your readers, never having to take out your contacts. Set up an appointment today. Just go to Shmunez Vision online. You can also go to Instagram and get all of these testimonials at Shmunez Vision. All right, E.T. is in. What's up? This past your bedtime. You get up so early.
Come on, Ricky. You know I like to hang.
How are you, young man?
I'm good, man. Thanks for having me, Rick, man. I often listen to Into the Night with Rick Ballou, but, man, because you're the truth teller, baby.
We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We got some good stuff lined up. 17 points. You take it, yes or no?
Nah.
Sunday in Vegas.
Nah.
You need more?
Need a little bit more.
All right. We're going to have some fun with that. Tim Brando is next. He joins us from Fox Sports. It'll be our weekly conversation with Rick Ballou.
Real fans know there's more to a championship team than offense and defense.
Plus, the kicker, honestly, is like one of the most important guys on the team.
Each week, Superior Plumbing spotlights the special teams player of the game on 1010XL.
Big number one Duval Ford is trusted by Duval families, Duval businesses, and law enforcement across Florida. We're Jacksonville's largest Ford dealer by new Ford sales with the biggest service facility to keep everything in your driveway and in your fleet on the road. Shop Big number one Duval Ford on Cassett Avenue for our low prices and nationally recognized service-first experience. Big number one Duval Ford, proudly serving North Florida since 1916.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. My son had a meniscus surgery a couple years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Congratulations to Firehouse Subs for raising $20,000 for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation on First Responders Day. Those funds help provide life-saving tools and support to first responders nationwide.
Joe C. here, and boy, oh boy, I've got a great deal for you traveling home team fans. If you plan on going to the Titans game up in the Ville, you can stay where I'll be staying in the heart of Nashville, at the Omni Nashville, super close to Broadway Street, as well as Nissan Stadium. They've got a killer rate for 1010 listeners. Just go to our website, 1010xl.com, and click the Omni link. Come hang with me, Joe C. in Nashville the weekend after Thanksgiving. It's the holidays, so let's celebrate with a big game in Nashville and stay at the Omni Nashville.
If you're tired of weekend projects turning into weekend disasters, you're not alone. Building a fence isn't as easy as it looks. And let's face it, your neighbor still hasn't fixed his lopsided masterpiece. But Superior Fence and Rail makes it easy. Highly trained professionals, top quality materials, and a fence you'll love for years to come. Skip the stress and call the pros today.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
What Major League Baseball teams have never won a World Series?
When you file a claim with Southern Oak Insurance, we schedule one of our trusted vendors to work directly with you, which means a faster claim resolution. Find out more at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
There are 5 Major League Baseball teams that have never won a World Series: Colorado, Milwaukee, San Diego, Seattle, and Tampa Bay.
Southern Oak Insurance, our family protecting yours.
Hey, gang, Prosser here. When it comes to selling your home, you think you got problems? Well, I got promises. Chad and Sandy do. Jacksonville homes are selling, but it can take months and a low price to sell. Not anymore. You go with Chad and Sandy Newman, the experts that I recommend. Proven systems. They drive demand for selling your home, and they have this guarantee. Bottom line, Chad and Sandy guarantee your home sold at an agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. That's why the local real estate experts that I'm trusting and recommending need to sell now. Chad and Sandy will have instant offers, fast, easy, and stress-free. Keith in Atlantic Beach said, I wanted to move my parents closer. They needed a lot of help getting their home ready for sale and finding a new one. Medical issues made things even more challenging. I called Chad and Sandy because I heard their stories on the radio. The Chad and Sandy team were compassionate, professional, got the job done. My folks' home sold the very first weekend for $1.2 million in cash. Call the local experts I'm recommending. Call Chad and Sandy today, 904-414-6200 or chadandsandy.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Every summer I go through Colorado, play golf with a good old Noel out in Loveland, and we tour it. And this past summer, for the first time, I went on the campus of the Colorado Buffaloes and saw the stadium. Pretty cool. That's where Tim Brando is. He's got a big one, and we'll see what happens with the World Series. Right now, it's Arizona, Colorado, scheduled for 7 o'clock on FS1. Of course, if Toronto gets it done, we will move to Fox Sports. Timmy B in Colorado, how are you?
I'm wonderful, Rick. Good to be with you. And, you know what, I've got great memories of Colorado, too. Not because I've spent time with some buddies of mine that I went to school with, but when I was in high school, I was in Fellowship of Christian Athletes and was a baseball player, you know, from 72 to 74. And my sophomore year went to the FCA retreat, national retreat, in Estes Park, Colorado. If you've never been there, especially you think about going to Colorado maybe when there's snow-capped mountains like there are now. Mm-hmm. But in the summertime, it is beautiful, too. Yeah. I mean, just beautiful. And we went up to the Continental Divide, and by the time we got up there, we did have snow. Okay, and this was in late June of 1972. And of course, you can get to Pikes Peak within a couple of hours. It's just fantastic, and it was something I'll always remember and cherish. And since I went to Fox, one of the places that I wanted to get back to, because I'd not done any games at Colorado since I was at ESPN in the 80s, was coming back to Folsom Field. And I've not been here since 2017. I've had Dion since he took over at Colorado, but only on the road. So this is my first time to see Dion, who's not in a great humor right now. He's had a hard week after what happened with Utah, but I'm looking forward to seeing him. He's gone through so much physically the last 6 months or so. I'm looking forward to catching up with him because, as you know, I go all the way back to covering him on the original College Game Day when he got that black Trans Am and opened our show once with, "Hey, Tim Brando, how you likes me now?" So I'm looking forward to seeing him.
Yeah,
for sure.
I went to Florida State the same years that Deion Sanders did, and man, he's been through so much. I don't know if you'll get into the conversation because the focus is obviously about Arizona, but I mean, I wonder the long haul. Does he need the stress with all the physical problems that he has? He could go back into the world of broadcasting and not as much stress, obviously. What do you think as far as the future with primetime?
Well, I think he feels, at least the Dion I know, and I was last with in 2023 when we had a Colorado game. I didn't have a Buffs game last year, but I did in 23. He views this as his calling. And I think a lot of people, a lot of his buddies that he played in the NFL with thought just after that first breakthrough year, you remember what people were saying, "Oh, he's not long for this job. He's going to get a bigger job. I probably ought to go right into the NFL." Okay? That people were talking that way. And he shunned that from the very beginning. No. I want to coach in college. I think he sees himself as someone that's still going to help young guys develop in the old traditional way, pre-NIL, pre-portal. But having the portal and having NIL certainly helps him. And I think will continue to. His team is 3-5, and they lost badly last week, but they've been in just about every other game. Arizona's similar story, really. They've been close and have lost. In the Big 12, it's easy to lose close games. They almost beat BYU on this field just a few weeks ago, and BYU's undefeated. So I think there's a very good chance that he's going to stay put and that he's going to continue to follow his calling. I'm not as on top of what his daily life is like because I do know people have gone through some of what he's going through. And it's not easy, man. It's not easy to wake up and get through the day going through some of the things that he's having to go through.
Mm-hmm.
But that's Deion's a man of faith and a man that believes in the calling. And that's the thing that I feel is the biggest takeaway.
Yeah.
I know he's polarizing to a lot of people, Rick. You know that too. But any of us that have gotten to really know him, get past and I knew him before he was prime. I knew him just as Deion. And then I covered him, of course, with the Braves when I was doing Braves games in the mid-'90s as well, when he was playing both for the Falcons and the Atlanta Braves. This guy is genuine, man. I mean, you may not like him all the time. You may not like some of what he says or how he reacts, but he's a genuine article, no question about it.
Tim Brando has Colorado hosting Arizona, 7 o'clock on Saturday night, either FS1 or Fox, depending on the World Series. Timmy B, I miss the old days of the SEC when they'd helicopter in the big boosters with bags full of money. Now you've got the governor of Louisiana not only demanding the firing, but calling out the athletic director saying, you will not be responsible for the next hire for the Bayou Bengals.
Yeah. Well, listen, Rick, I'm a proud Louisiana native, as you know. I'm pretty sure you follow me on X, so you've no doubt seen my little 2-minute on Brando that I did. And I actually recorded that the day before Landry went off. So 2 days ago, I recorded this 2-minute little commentary about how Louisiana operates, and LSU specifically, when it comes to football. Scott Woodward has been, and I think is renowned around athletics, college athletic circles, as one of the really, really good athletic directors. But more so because he swung for the fences and got big names at certain times in his career. But he's also been very good at hiring coaches at non-revenue producing sports and women's basketball. Getting Kim Mulkey was a big, big deal for LSU. She immediately wins a national title. Jay Johnston coming in from Arizona, where he was very successful, but having him come in to replace Paul Maneri. And the LSU baseball program, as you know, is a big, big deal. And what does he do? He's won 2 national championships in 4 years there. So he's done a tremendous job in that area. But, Rick, and the gymnastics program won a national title. Hey, Rick, it's football. Football is different, okay?
Oh, yeah.
Football is not basketball. It's not baseball. It's not gymnastics. It is big, okay? Financially, in the culture of the state, people that didn't go to LSU, that maybe went to other schools, whether it be Tulane, Louisiana, over in Lafayette, or ULM, where I went to school when it was Northeast Louisiana, and even Louisiana Tech alums, they are more concerned about what happens at LSU than they are their own schools. Okay?
Yeah.
That's the way Louisiana rolls. And the governor has always known that, no matter what governor we're talking about. As a Cub reporter, working as a 26-year-old, okay, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I was covering the former governor of the state of Louisiana, John McKesson, came into the systems building at LSU where the Board of Supervisors was trying to see if they would okay athletic director Bob Broadhead's firing of Jerry Stovall, who was second in the Heisman in 1962 to Terry Baker, and who helped out when Bo Ryan's plane went down after he was supposedly going to replace Charlie McClendon. Stovall steps in, takes LSU to the Orange Bowl in 1981. He was an emergency hire. He's the college football coach of the year. The next year in 82, they bottom out. They hire Bob Broadhead, who worked for Joe Robbie in the Miami Dolphins, and he wanted to hire Bill Arnsparger, who, by the way, did pretty well, as you know.
Yeah.
Took LSU to the to the SEC title in 1985, beat Alabama a couple of times, beat Bear Bryant a couple of times. And McKesson threw a fit. And, I mean, it was just – and I'm watching all this, and all of the television stations are beginning their news with this story. That was in 1982. So here we are 40-some years later, and you've got this going on with Governor Landry. And that's just the way it's always been, going back to Huey Long, who was a senator and became governor in the 20s through Prohibition and the Depression. And that's how Tiger Stadium was built. He got legislators to make it a dormitory. The governor's office has always been in charge and has always dabbled in LSU football. This is nothing new. It's not. And guys like Ryan Clark that think they know what they're talking about and actually played at LSU, how could he forget that? How could he not know that? So did Landry make a mistake with some of the things he said? Yes, without a doubt. Is it a source of some embarrassment by airing some of your dirty laundry in public? Yes, it is. Does it mean Jimmy Sexton may not want to talk about Lane Kiffin going to LSU? Absolutely. He may not. Okay. But the bottom line is the governor cares. He's passionate, just like every LSU fan in the state of Louisiana is. And it's not going to hurt him too much with the electorate. It may keep LSU from getting, the so-called big-name coach. But I think they'll find who they need and who they want in time. And to my Florida faithful that believe that we're toxic politically, yeah, Louisiana's always been toxic politically. That doesn't mean the fan base is as toxic as yours.
Yeah.
And it is at Florida.
Well, things are toxic all around here, whether it's Gainesville, whether it's Tallahassee, that includes the plains of Auburn, that includes Baton Rouge. I mean, There's a ton going on.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's everywhere.
We have the world's largest outdoor cocktail party coming up here in a little bit less than 48 hours. Last one here in Jax for a couple of years until they totally redo the stadium. You know, your thoughts on this game now? I mean, again, I've seen Florida fire coaches before. I remember when they fired Ron Zook. And they went to Bobby Bowden Stadium and beat a pretty good team. How much of a chance does Florida have on Saturday?
I give them the same chance. And by the way, I feel similarly about LSU when their interim coach, Frank Wilson, who's beloved in the state, when he goes in, I think they could compete with Alabama. I think the same is true with Florida against Georgia. I do. This is the time. You know, you get into the 1st of November, all right? When you get around Halloween – and you get into the first few weeks of November, this is when upsets start taking place. This is when things that you would have never imagined could be possible in college football can happen at certain places. And as bad as the circumstances may look, post-Billy Napier at Florida, I think they're capable. And Georgia could be – they could have one of those games where their defense – all you need to do is see what Lane Kiffin did – okay, what Ole Miss did in the short passing game against the Georgia Bulldogs, and see what is available to you to compete with and score with the Georgia Bulldogs. And I still believe that Gunnar Stockton's going to have, at some point, you know, not his best game. To his credit, he's had his best game when Georgia needed it most at Tennessee. And then in the second half, he made enough plays to score with, and then ultimately Georgia's defense got some stops against Ole Miss to win the game. It's a rivalry game. Can Florida win? I think Florida could win the game. I'm not gonna pick them to win it.
Yeah,
I'd say Georgia in the points. Yeah, but can Florida go in there and just do the unthinkable? Absolutely, they can.
All right,
no question.
As we wrap things up, I'm told that for the final time for at least a couple of years, Brothers Bino's blimp is going to be here in Duval.
Oh, it's going to be where?
Duval, Brother Bino.
Oh, Duval.
Yes. when Brother Bino was around, for crying out loud, there wasn't even a Duval. That came out after he passed.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
did it really? I did not know
I think so. I mean, I think it was cast around a little bit, but it's really grown. You know, how Bino's been gone for what now? Plus 20 plus years?
No. He died. In fact, I got the news when I was doing my radio show that was simulcast on CBS in 2011.
Okay.
He's been gone since 2011.
All right, so 15, 16.
Not that long. Yeah.
Right.
14 years. I think it's been 14.
All right. Well, Brother Bino's in town.
I still miss him.
Yeah, I do too.
Unbelievable. By the way, Tallahassee, what are they thinking? Why not just go? I'm with Ballou. I'm with you, Ballou. Go get Jimbo. Get Jimbo Fisher back. Bring him back to God's country. Let's get Tallahassee.
Oh man, I'm trying to warm up to it. That's how desperate things are there.
Hey,
but
let A&M's pay for him.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, and that's the deal, Tim. You know it. I mean, it has to be contractually speaking something that favors Florida State. You have to look at this deal and have it show that Jimbo really wants to coach for Florida State, and he's going to have to take a little bit less in order to do that.
Well, let me say this to you, okay? And I mean this sincerely because I've known Jimbo since he came with Saban in 2000, 2001. They won that first SEC title. And listen, as great as Saban was as a head coach, without Jimbo running that offense and having quarterbacks that could do things like Matt Mauck did when Rohan Davey got hurt in 01, you don't win an SEC title. And you don't win a national title in 03. He is a savant. He is an offensive savant. And at this stage of his career, after all the tumultuous times that he went through at Texas A&M, I guarantee you he wants to coach for the purity of coaching. Because at this stage of your life, when you get to be as old as Jimbo, and I'm in that same age bracket now, people say to me, how much longer do you want to do this? And I'm like, as long as I'm having fun and I still enjoy it, and I feel like I can still pull out my fastball and throw a good slider from time to time, I'm enjoying what I do now, Rick, more than I ever have.
Yeah.
And if I see some slippage, if I feel some slippage, I'll get the hell out. But I'm loving working with younger guys and helping those guys come along in our business. And I think the older a guy like Jimbo Fisher gets, who's still got a lot of passion, a lot of tread left on the tires of coaching, I think he would be the best version of himself as a coach at Florida State now. Think about it. When he was leaving, when that exit was taking place, he was going through some personal difficulty, tumultuous times there. A lot of things were going on in his life that were spinning a little bit out of control.
No doubt.
Now he is in a really good place mentally and physically, and I think he would be a great choice for Florida State. I really do.
Conversation I'm going to have for quite some time here until this thing gets figured out, no doubt. Hey, Timmy, have a great call on Saturday night in Boulder. Thank you.
I will, Rick. All the best to you, my friend.
There he goes. Tim Brandon will have Colorado hosting Arizona. Again, depending on the World Series. FS1 at 7 o'clock on Saturday night. If there is not a Game 7, it will be straight up on Fox Sports.
Frank Frangie here. Looking for a dealership that makes car buying easy? Let me tell you why Nimnick Buick GMC is the place to shop. At Nimnick, you'll find unbeatable prices, a huge selection of Buicks and GMCs, plus flexible financing that works around your budget. Whether it's a new SUV, a work-ready truck, or a certified pre-owned, they've got you covered. They back it up with trusted service and transparent deals. Don't wait. Shop 24/7 online at NimnickBuickGMC.com or visit the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
It's your boy Big Sirs, All-Pro lineman, and your lemon pepper guy. Nothing screams game day like Wingstop. But get this, every Saturday and Sunday this football season, score big with Wingstop's special deal. Order a 75-piece wing pack online at wingstop.com or the Wingstop app using promo code JAX15. And that's $15 off. Carry out or delivery, it's your call. Use online promo JAX15 or $15 off a 75-piece wing pack. Fire up your game day order this weekend with Wingstop.
You already know it's your main man E to the T here for Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree draft. And with ball season here, make sure you're on the lookout for my instant reaction before, during, or after the game. All brought to you by Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree drafts. Come on, somebody.
Leonard Skinnard is coming home, and they're bringing the Stars and Stripes. Celebrate Southern rock and American pride with Leonard Skinnard Rocks the Red, White, and Blue. It's a special night to support St. Michael's soldiers and the brave men and women of our armed forces.
Singing songs about the Southland.
Saturday, November 8th at Daly's Place. Tickets on sale now, only at Ticketmaster. Daly'sPlace.com for details. Be there when Skinnard rocks for those who serve.
Strap in, Duval. The Jaguars are gearing up to face the Los Angeles Chargers Sunday, November 16th for our annual Salute to Service game. Join us as we honor and celebrate the brave men and women of our military all game long. Secure your seats now and be a part of the action by visiting jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. Let's stand together, Duval.
Sawgrass Asset Management loves this time of year when two decorated teams meet in the world of college football. Every year, we relive the rivalry with great moments from both sides of the big game thanks to Sawgrass Asset Management, specializing in high-quality growth stock and fixed income portfolios for institutional and high-net-worth investors. The Jacksonville company proud to be involved in the community. That's Sawgrass Asset Management. Log on to saw-grass.com to find out more.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer. If you've been in a big truck accident, you need a lawyer that specializes in big trucks.
a lawyer who knows all the federal traffic rules that can affect your case.
And who can navigate the complex web of laws dealing with the trucking company, the leasing company, the shipper, and all the other details that can complicate your case.
At Farah and Farah, we've seen it all, and we're ready to go the long haul to fight for you. Jacksonville.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get ready to say goodbye to the month of October. Cannot believe we got a Halloween. And then we have November 1st. Let's bring in the legend himself. He is the Philly Godfather. He is a best-selling author, among other things. His book continues to sell across our great country. He is the Philly Godfather. Welcome.
Man, what an amazing time of the year. Halloween's around the corner, and the Blue Jays went from a plus 170 underdog to a minus 240 favorite to win the World Series.
Just incredible. I mean, I thought after what Ohtani did early on, but they got to him, and I thought he was going to have a 9-pitch first inning. He ended up throwing 19 pitches, and they were patient with him and got his pitch count up a little bit. And boy, they jumped on Blake Snell last night fast.
Yeah, and this is a team that gets hits in crucial situations and crucial moments, and they put up football scores. They put up 11, 12, 13 runs. I mean, it's a tough team to beat. They won't go away, Rick.
The Dodgers and the Blue Jays both dominant as expected at home. They're right around 500 road teams. How much does that trend mean with 2 games remaining here? Can LA win them both on the road?
It's going to be extremely difficult. And if you look at the regular season, I think there's maybe 5 or 6 teams that had winning records on the road. So, I mean, if this year's an indicator of what's going to happen in the World Series, it's going to be really tough for the Dodgers.
Philly Godfather, tell our listeners how they can pick up your book.
You can go to phillybooked.com, and I'll send you out an autographed copy. It may take 3 to 7 business days. Or you can go to Amazon. The book will not be signed, but you'll probably get it the next day.
All right, let's go right after. We have 2 games in the SEC coming up on Saturday, and, of course, we have a couple of games in the National Football League. Let's begin with Oklahoma and Tennessee. How do you see it?
Yeah, the line on this game opened up with the Volunteers as short 3.5-point favorites at home with a combined total set at 55.5. And since then, we've seen the line drop to -3 at a few of the sharper offshore and U.S. sports books. There's been no movement on the total, which surprised me, given the fact that Tennessee's defense is slightly banged up and ranks outside the top 100 in points allowed per game. The bet splits in both the U.S. and offshore markets are heavily tilted toward Tennessee, with roughly right around 75% of the early action is on the Volunteers. Me personally, I think this game feels like a coin flip. So I ended up taking the road dog, Oklahoma, plus 3.5. And I wouldn't be surprised if they won outright. This Volunteers defense has underperformed all season. Their secondary, like I just mentioned, is slightly banged up heading into this matchup and has really struggled all year. Tennessee's run defense, not the best, ranks outside the top 100 in rush EPA allowed. Even though Tennessee's offense can put up points in bunches, the best defense they faced all year was Georgia's, and the Bulldogs ranked 37 spots below the Sooners in opponent yards per play. Oklahoma is definitely the best defense they'll face all season. They got the best pass rush in college football, and I think their defense keeps them within the Vegas number. And as long as they don't lose the turnover battle, which they've had a problem with, they might win this game outright.
All right, there you go. Interesting stuff there with Oklahoma and Tennessee. Right here in Duval, it is the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, Georgia and Florida. Your thoughts?
Yeah, a ton of early money is pouring in on the Bulldogs in both the U.S. and offshore market. Close to 80% of the handle. I mean, has been on Georgia, but the line hasn't budged. It's still Georgia minus 7.5 at Everbank Stadium. And the total hasn't moved an inch either. It's holding steady at 50.5. We're taking the 7.5 is tempting, but it's tough to back Florida here. I mean, the Gators are just 2-5 against the spread this season. And another team where the biggest issue has been turnovers. They rank an ugly 117th in the nation in turnover margin. And combine that with an offensive line that can't protect the quarterback. They're 85th in sacks allowed. I mean, you got a team that became a turnover machine. And, anytime you're looking to make an investment in a college football team, you got to stay away from those teams. I haven't locked in the side yet, but I do like the under 50.5. Outside of week one against Long Island University, there's only been one Florida game all season that's gone over, that number of 50.5, and that was a 51-point combined output against the Aggies, who happen to be the best offense they've faced all year. So I like the under. I haven't bet the side yet, but I would like the under.
I know you're not a big fan of trends. They don't mean a lot to you. You've told us that over the years, but I see here between Georgia and Florida since 2010, only 5 games have been decided by one possession. Kirby Smart, 7-2, by an average of 21 points per victory. Does that come into play in a rivalry game, or heck no?
I mean, a few years back, I think so, but now the game's changed so much with the NIL, and it's just college football. You see so many different teams like Indiana, like Texas A&M. You see teams that you didn't expect to be at the top that are at the top. So not as much these days, Rick.
All right, there you have it. Tell us how our listeners can get a hold of you, Philly Godfather.
Yeah, you can go to Twitter, or they call it X these days, at Philly Godfather, or you can stop on my website, thephillygodfather.com.
All right, Indianapolis, the best story right now in the NFL. They're the highest scoring offense as well in the NFL, and they have a top 6 defense. They go to Pittsburgh that blew a lead the other night. It's going to be a very intriguing game. What do you believe here?
Yeah, and as you guys know, before the season started, I was really bullish on the Colts and the Steelers. I actually bet the over on both those teams' season win totals, but I never expected, like anyone else, for the Colts to be 7-1 by week 8 and have the best point differential in the NFL. I mean, they shocked a lot of people. Bookmakers clearly have changed their mind about this team, and they have a lot of respect for Indy this week, making them a 3-point road favorite in Pittsburgh. Never, an easy place to play. The public also has jumped on the bandwagon. I mean, and you can't blame them. I mean, the Colts are 6-2 against the Vegas number, against the spread. And as of right now, more than 80% of the early tickets punched in both U.S. and offshore markets are on the Colts. So that kind of scares me a little bit if you're looking to bet Indianapolis. Me, on the other hand, Rick, I'm going to be on Island this week, probably all by myself. I like Pittsburgh here, +3. I bet them on the money line, +140. I put them in a bunch of teasers at +10. The Colts have played some really efficient football this season. They do have 2 quality wins over the Broncos and the Chargers, but they've also beaten up on some bad teams like the Dolphins. They beat the Titans twice, the Cardinals, and the Raiders. And if you look at those teams' records, they're 7-23 combined. And not to take away, from the 2 quality wins, but both the Broncos and Chargers were really banged up when the Colts played them, and turnovers played a major role in both victories. And in fact, I mean, the Chargers game, LA had more total yards or first downs on offense. So those games are a little skewed, those wins. I think it's a great buy low spot for the Steelers after getting blown out by the Packers. The Colts' pass defense is also a little banged up, so I'm expecting Aaron Rodgers to look really good. I bet some over on his passing props. I like the Steelers here, +3. I think they win the game also.
Let's wrap it up with Vegas. The Raiders are hosting the Jaguars, a couple of teams coming off a bye. Looking forward to getting there as well. As a matter of fact, I'm planning on having a drink with your good buddy, the Philly Rooster, after the game on Sunday. How do you see this?
Yeah, the line's been bouncing around from 2.5 to 3 all week. The total sits pretty much steady at 44.5 across the board. Tough game to call. Both teams are relatively healthy, but I'm not sure. Is Hunter playing? Is he banged up, Travis Hunter? Or?
Yeah, I mean, he came on the injury report about not even an hour ago. Very limited today with a knee, so that's not good news.
Yeah, that's not good news because I'm expecting them to use him more. Looking at these 2 teams, the Jags dropped 2 straight. Both teams are coming off a bye. The Raiders have lost 5 of the last 6 by an average margin of almost 20 points per game, so they're not a good football team. I think the only team they beat, actually, the last 6 weeks has been the Titans. I was trying to find a reason to back the home dog. I just can't do it. I mean, there's no way I'm investing in the Raiders here. Vegas is just 2-5 against the against the spread this season. They rank 30th in turnover differential. They only have 7 takeaways on the season on defense, while the Jags defense has doubled that with 14, and they sit tied for second along with the Colts in turnover differential. So that Jags defense is scrappy. Raiders offense is bad. I think they might be the worst in the NFL. They're averaging 14 points per game, and over recent play over the last 3 games, I think they've only put up like 26 points. Only way to bet this is the Jags on the money line, or if you want to lay under a field goal at -2.5.
Okay. All right. Makes a lot of sense. Philly Godfather, how do they get your book?
Yeah, you go to phillybook.com or you go to Amazon, ship the order, and they'll send it out the next day.
And once again, our listeners, how can they get a hold of you?
Yeah, you can find me on X at Philly Godfather, or you can stop on our website, thephillygodfather.com.
Best of luck with your plays.
Good luck, guys.
There he goes, the Philly Godfather. All right, Rick Ballou here with ET. We got a ton to do with you tonight till 8.
Injuries on the playing field can affect a team's place in the standings.
It's part of the game, though, rehab.
Listen for the Farah and Farah Injury Update.
Jacksonville.
The official personal injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars on 1010XL.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is larger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, all prepped and ready for a test drive. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues today. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com. Proud sponsor of Sporting Jags.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
It's holiday season, and it's not too late to find the perfect spot to celebrate with your team. Fourscore is a place that brings the energy, where great food, craft drinks, and unreal vibes meet cutting-edge full-swing simulators. Don't play golf? Do not worry. With over 40 interactive games, Fourscore has something that everyone will enjoy. Perfect for company outings, birthdays, and even private events that go beyond the ordinary. With locations in historic San Marco and centrally located Gate Parkway, Fourscore is ready to make your next celebration unforgettable. Hit the easy button and book your event today at fourscoregolf.com.
E to the T here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes through in the clutch? From lunch to late night, only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Stick around after the sunset, and Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites. Come on, somebody.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $3,600 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Pickett here for Zero Res. Are you scared of ghosts?
course you're not. They aren't nearly as scary as some of the things that Zero Res sees in those air ducts. Ducks straight out of a horror film filled with spooky dust. Gross dander, creepy cobwebs. Which is why Zero Res is here to banish monsters hiding in your vents. Don't be afraid of ghosts. Be afraid of what's in your air ducts. Call Zero Res today and take advantage of our October special. Mention 1010XL. They're offering 15% off duct and dryer vent cleaning. Zero Res. Spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res. 1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Disturbing news on Travis Hunter. I hope it's just, a blemish and he's ready to go. But boy, man, you don't often see Thursday injuries. I mean, they may happen once or twice during the NFL season where you see added players. But it was a full padded day yesterday, and today something came up. But I went back and researched it before the start of the year. Maybe I'll look at it again. ET, I think he missed 4 games combined at Jackson State in Colorado. And, of course, he got that late injury with the chest. Yeah, right before the start of the season. So that is this is not good news.
No. The boy don't miss practice. The boy, he plays.
Yeah. Where are you on? I mean, I'm all about offense now. I think this team, they've really slowed down offensively, plus with the way Buster Brown's played on defense, and I think Greg Newsome can get a little bit more involved. I'm much more offense for Travis Hunter at this point, sacrificing the defensive side. Where do you fit on this?
Before today, before the news that just came out that you broke, I say let him play both.
Yeah.
He has the ability. It's not a conditioning thing with him. He looks like he can do it, so let him do it. I understand it's a it's a business move, and he's we paid a high price to go get him, but he's the best player arguably on offense and defense.
This is such a bad offensive team in Las Vegas. I mean, they're averaging 14.7 points a game. Chip Kelly's calling the plays. They haven't been able to unleash Ashton Genty. He's got one 100-yard game. Jacksonville, for what it's worth, is very stout against the run. They're 6th in the NFL. They're only allowing 91 yards a game. I think if you look at it that way, it feels really good. I've done quite a few interviews this week in Las Vegas, including with the legendary JT the Brick, who used to hear on here at night when he was doing national radio. He's been with the Raiders forever, and he thinks that this is going to come down to Geno Smith. I like the chances against Geno Smith. Now, Geno is a talented guy. He's missed this year, but getting back Brock Bowers, who said he is ready after his knee injury, that is going to obviously come up here against the Jaguars. And when you get to the defense, where's the pass rush? They're allowing way too many big plays on defense. I mean, their pass defense right now is 27th. They're allowing nearly 246 yards a game. And a team that was so so ready and so advantageous with what they did, creating the football for their offense by all of those takeaways in the first 4 games. They went, 3-3-3-4 in the first 4 games. They haven't been able to get any in the last couple of weeks. You're going to have to force takeaways from Geno Smith and the Las Vegas Raiders if they are going to pull off this victory. All right, let's get ready for our second hour. Let's get you involved with the program. Getting a ton in on the text line. Okay, a lot of stuff there. 641-1010 tonight. Brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Folks now starting to join us on YouTube. You can do the same. Just go to 1010XL into the night. ET is with us. My name is Rick Ballou with you for another hour.
when the Dogs and Gators cross the bridge. The world's largest cocktail party becomes a fight on the first coast.
There's something special about the game being in Jacksonville. The stadium split right down the middle.
Will the Gators bring the swamp to the 904? Or will the Dogs hedge another victory? It's the chump of the swamp and the bark of the Dogs. Florida and Georgia, Saturday at 3:30 on the home of the Florida Gators, 1010 XL.
My dad, Randy Marion, has been in business for 35 years.
35 years of taking great care of your customers.
And our community. It has also been 35 years that my dad has been the king of price.
Yep.
So now's the time to fall into savings and drive in style in a brand new Cadillac.
At Randy Marion Cadillac, drive the all-new electric Optique, Lyric, and Vistique. They're all in stock and ready to drive today.
Come see us today at Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville.
And don't forget,
tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Plus tax type title $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 30th, 2001, Michael Jordan returned to the NBA for his debut with the Washington Wizards at Madison Square Garden, where he scored 19 points.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Introducing the Jags Stack at Firehouse Subs. A sub so bold, we had to name it after the team that roars. Packed with protein and made to satisfy a football-sized appetite. It's stacked with honey ham, smoked turkey, and roast beef. Topped with provolone fresh veggies and our new Duval drizzle. Order the new Jags Stack in the app right now. Available for limited time at participating Jacksonville Firehouse Subs restaurants. The hottest subs in Duval!
This is Lieutenant Colonel Alan West. I'm honored to join Operation New Uniform as the guest speaker for their 70th graduation. This milestone event is more than a ceremony. It's a testament to faith, perseverance, and purpose. Operation New Uniform helps service members and veterans find purpose, confidence, and success after service. Join us as we honor these remarkable graduates and the mission that empowers heroes to find their next calling. Register today at onuvets.org. That's onuvets.org.
When you roll into a convenience store for some cold Bud Light, you want to make sure it's, well, cold. Check out the big coolers at Circle K. They make sure it's chilled and ready to go for the big game or party. Swing by Circle K and pick up some cold Bud Light.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask. So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Second hour. I've been doing a lot of Friday shows, 4 to 6 during high school. That is not the deal tomorrow. Back with you 6 to 8. Then the next time I speak to you will be in Las Vegas. Then back Monday, 6 to 8. Looking forward to it. You know, the two games around here that mean the most, all four teams coming off a bye. Las Vegas shelled their last time out. The Jaguars, their worst performance of the year. You get 14 days to think about it. Georgia won on the road at Mississippi, an impressive 43-35 victory. And Mississippi State had the game locked up, right? All they do was kick a field goal. They did not, through a pick. Florida knocked off Mississippi State 23-21. So rivalry game here in town. It's going to be a big one. Again, I was blown away today to read that one possession games are, you know, they almost never happen in this rivalry. I know it's asking a lot, but, you know, what I really loved most, and it's been so rare, is to have all of these teams good at the same time. I mean, when's the last time you had a top 10, top 20, Florida State, Florida, Georgia, in Miami? Okay? Now, as of late, obviously, Georgia's been the beast. Florida State went on a great run and have completely fallen apart since getting snubbed. Florida's been as average as the day is long. And Miami has really shown signs. I think for Miami, it's about staying power. All those come from behind wins a year ago with Cam Ward. And then late in the year, they got away. We saw one get away from them, a week ago against Louisville. They did bounce back with a win. We'll see the rest of the way what happens here for the Canes. But it would just make the game of football so much better, in my opinion. All right, the big news today is an apparent knee injury for Travis Hunter. Mike DiRocco saying it happened after practice Wednesday. Okay, he was not on the injury report. It came out just before 6 o'clock tonight, and he was listed today as limited. So I have no idea the set of circumstances here behind Travis Hunter. I don't even, I can't even, put a scenario on it. I just do not know the significance. I tell you, I like a heck of a lot better that it's limited than a DMP. To me, that is very encouraging. But we'll see. And the reason why all of a sudden this changes things a little bit is that I'm not alone here. A lot of people have been doing and saying the same thing. I'm all about making him the number one target. I mean, it hasn't worked. Completions to attempts with Brian Thomas Jr. so far this year. Now, I'm not getting away from Brian Thomas Jr. I'm not going to trade him. I'm not going to bench him. I just hope he is able to get himself straightened out. But I was hoping in the meantime that all of a sudden Travis Hunter would be wide receiver one. Remember all the offseason conversations about you already have a wide receiver one. You have one in Brian Thomas Jr. I know there are teams in the league that can have at least two very quality wide receivers, but this could change things. I'm a non-betting guy, but if I was, I would have played the props this week, whatever it may be. I'm guessing Travis Hunter, what would it have been? 45, 50, 52 total yards? I don't know if you have any idea on this. E.T., I'm just kind of speculating what I thought it may be. Maybe 3.5, 4.5 catches, somewhere in that neighborhood. I would have played over. I would have played over on them all. Now, all of a sudden, it's like when you hear about this injury report, got to pull back a little bit.
Right.
Yeah. So, the good news, Diami Brown's shoulder upgraded to full, all right, after being limited yesterday. Dennis Gardeck with his chest, limited both days. Jordan Lewis with the neck, limited both days. All right, Eric Murray in the neck. DMP both days. Wow. That's 2 days. I mean, that's after the the bye and everything. That's scary to me. This franchise doesn't have a true free safety, and I understand that they disguise that with their defensive alignment, but they really are in need. And maybe it's Caleb Ransaw when it's all said and done. I was kind of under the belief that maybe he was closer to the line of scrimmage type safety, maybe a true strong safety. I don't know. He didn't have a lot of safety experience. He played it in the Senior Bowl, but he's been primarily a corner in his career. And, of course, he's gone for the year, the IR. Devin Lloyd is huge with the calf. Now, if this was a year ago, I'd be like, there's no way he can cover Brock Bowers. Devin Lloyd has exploded on the scene with those 4 takeaways and has done a masterful job this year. Brock Bowers is back. Again, full participant both days for the Raiders. And he spoke with the media and said he's ready to roll. So all of a sudden, the Raiders are getting a big-time weapon for this football game coming up on Sunday. We just don't know what to expect with Devin Lloyd. It feels like there's a chance, okay, if you were to take the temperature, but we do not know for sure. Okay, Tim Patrick growing, limited both days, and Brian Thomas with that shoulder, limited both days. Noticeably absent, once again, is Trayvon Walker. I mean, he's got his hand in a cast, at least. I guess there's a chance it's going to come off, but cast or not, he practices in full all the time. So under the NFL guidelines with the injury report, you don't have to put him on there if you practice in that type of scenario. I'm not going to go through everything here in Vegas. I'll just give you the stars. Brock Bowers, as we said, full both days. The back injury to Max Crosby, a DMP yesterday, limited today. And there's a guy firmly on the trading block. I don't know if they're going to move him, right? I mean, does that make sense with what they're trying to do there in Las Vegas? We'll see. Jacoby Myers is a guy. His name's been mentioned all over the place, including here with the knee. He was full today. And defensive tackle Adam Butler with the back. A DMP Wednesday, limited today. So we're going to see. Field goals are going to be huge in this game. I think this has the under written all over it. 44.5 points, okay? I think points are going to be hard to get. Again, Vegas really struggles. Their total offense, their scoring offense, they haven't been able to run the football. Things are going to change around a little bit now that they get Brock Bowers back in. For Jacksonville, and this is my biggest, probably the most consistent complaint that I've had along with the offensive line. That's starting slow. It just drives me nuts. And Jacksonville got away from that early in the year. They put up points when they got the football on their initial drive to begin the year. Well, that's turned around. They're back down to 3.3 points a game in the first 15 minutes. That's not enough. 17 points may win this game. Red zone offense is crucial in this game. Third down offense is enormous in this game. Jacksonville is struggling in each and every single one of those categories. I don't often say this, but I believe it in this contest. Jacksonville getting the ball, whether they're on defense first or offense first, just getting a field goal is big. Just getting 3 early. Of course you want 7, right? But I'm just being realistic here. Getting 3 early points could end up being mammoth when it's all said and done. So, we'll see. And the Jaguars on third down so far this year, 32.9%. Man, that's 31st in pro football. Liam Cohen had the top third down offense a year ago in Tampa Bay. Number 1 in the NFL. And right now, Jacksonville is number 31. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Now, what is encouraging, okay? The Raiders' third down defense is pretty close to 50%. It's 44.9%. That is 29th in the NFL. So you've got a bad third down offense against a really bad, or I should say a really bad third down offense in Jacksonville against a really bad third down defense in Las Vegas. Who's going to break here? To me, that's going to be a huge part of this. The other side, Jacksonville was, despite losing these two games, it's just remarkable that they've held their opponents to 3 for 22 in the last two games. Sometimes numbers lie. If I was to say to you, Jacksonville's going to hold Seattle and Los Angeles to 3 of 22 on third down, and offensively, they're not going to turn the ball over, most fans would say that's 2 W's. They really blew it against Seattle. That was one they should have won. Los Angeles Rams, it wasn't even close. They just got blown out. Tonight's show brought to you by the Alexander Law Firm. All right. Rick Alexander has been rated AV since the 2004, ratings by Martindale-Hubbell. It's the gold standard for any lawyer. And, it comes from the peer review ratings. It recognizes lawyers for their strong legal ability and high ethical standards. Less than 10% of attorneys do hold the AV preeminent rating. Now, if you've been injured in a car accident, you're alone, you're up against it, your car is totaled, you may be injured, you may not be able to afford your medical bills, you can't get to work. These are the type of questions you ask, all right? These are the type of scenarios that you throw right at Rick Alexander, and he is going to personally take your case, all right? He's involved with all of his cases. So when you call 400-6600, you're going to get an immediate callback. Then they're going to get a very creative way of looking at what happened. And then you need to start asking questions like, I can't afford to get my car fixed right now, okay? You'll never come out of pocket. I can't afford to pay my medical bills. You'll never come out of pocket, okay? Things will be settled at the end, and it should be very prosperous for you. So it's as simple as going to Alexander Law Practice online, or again, for a free consultation, set it up. Just dial 400-6600. All right, we got much more to do on the Jaguars. Also, perhaps a little bit here on Florida and Georgia. Getting a lot of stuff in from you on the Florida State situation, so I'll comment on that as well alongside E.T. It's great to have you with us. My name's Rick Ballou.
When the defense delivers, victories pile up.
This is where you find out what you're made of on defense.
Superior Fence and Rail highlights the defensive player of the game.
Down he goes!
On 1010XL, Superior Fence and Rail, where quality matters.
XL Primetime is back weekdays noon to 2, and on Wednesdays, join Dr. George Bari at 1:20 for the latest in sports injuries from all the big names in the game. Make sure you catch Dr. George Bari on XL Primetime Wednesdays at 1:20 on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey Jacksonville, Rick Ballou here. Small business owners need trucks and vans to keep your business moving? Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside has Ram 1500s to heavy-duty 2500s, ProMasters, and custom uplifts ready to work. Visit them on Commonwealth Avenue or go online to jaxwest.com. Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram Westside, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local partner for work-ready vehicles.
Tired of roofers who never answer the phone and just use AI?
I'm Morgan Conley, the People's Roofer. I answer every call. No robots, no runaround. I'm born here, built here, staying here. Visit morganconleyroofing.org.
Hey, Duval, here's your chance to be face-to-face with the Jags as they take the field on game day. Jump in the shadows and experience the Jaguars like never before. Enter today at everbank.com/shadows for your chance to be part of the action. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C., 18 and older. Entry periods for the sweepstakes are from 8/4/25 to 12/21/25. For official rules and complete details, visit everbank.com/shadows. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank, N.A. member FDIC.
Chelsea here. Ready to upgrade your windows or patio doors? During our fall savings month, get 20% off your replacement windows and patio doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, or 0 interest for 12 months. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida homes, designed to help you save on energy bills by maintaining indoor temperatures year-round. Offer ends October 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
Reclaim a pain-free life with Rebound Rehab. If you've been injured or simply feeling the effects of an active life, you can rely on Rebound Rehabilitation to get you back in the game. Sitting on the sidelines isn't any fun. Trust Rebound Rehab's team of trained physical therapists to get you back up to speed and feeling full again. Now more convenient than ever. 11 locations to serve you, including new offices in Riverside across from St. Vincent's, Point Meadows, and Middleburg. Just log on to reboundrehab.com to see all they've got to offer.
What if you could pull up to $500,000 in cash out of your home and drop your mortgage rate to 4.99% APR? Hey, Prosser here, and right now at Loan Pronto, they've got the lowest rates in 3 years. With Loan Pronto's rapid equity loan, you can get your cash in as little as 3 days, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and even skip your next 2 house payments. One client just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Paid off their debt, paid off 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. One call, life change. There's no wait, no hard credit pull. You probably won't need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Rates at a 3-year low. Act now. Call 914-999-1508 or visit loanpronto.com for your free instant home appraisal. See how much cash you can get today. Call 914-999-1508. See how much cash you can get today. You can also visit loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781. On approved credit, visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, it's Frank Frangie. Business owners, listen up. If your plumbing or AC company keeps giving you the runaround, it's time to cut them loose. Call my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. They already partner with some of the biggest commercial operations in Northeast Florida, like the Jaguars and station operations. Their office team makes invoicing a breeze, and their field techs, top-notch pros. Make the switch today. Duck Duck Rooter, a proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Call 904-862-6769. 904-862-6769. Tell them Frank sent you.
Keeping kids active is a full-time job for parents, so let I-9 Sports help. They've got winter and spring registration open right now for kids all over the First Coast to enjoy their favorite sports. Log on to i9sports.com and don't miss out on the upcoming seasons. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
There's a rumor out of God's country that this is a storm the field game. If they can beat Wake Forest, since they've lost 9 in a row in the ACC. Don't do it. They can't afford to pay it. They need all their money. And the Jimbo thing now is really intriguing. I'm not 100% on this. I need to know that it's going to work in the right way. I don't hate anyone. I just don't. I dislike few, believe it or not, because I know a lot of you people hear me complain. I complain about teams that I like. Okay? I mean, what do you expect? When things aren't going well, I'm going to be honest with you. But away from this, I really, don't have many that I'm not a big fan of. Jimbo Fisher certainly was on that list. I mean, Jimbo Fisher just said, screw you. And I understood all the problems that he was dealing with personally. I also understand all the things he wanted professionally. He saw what was going on at Clemson with the standalone building. He wanted stuff that he thought was going to help with the recruiting. He didn't get it. He had a bad athletic director. He didn't see eye to eye with the former head of boosters and a friend of mine, Andy Miller. And he just stopped. And to me, that's unforgivable. But that thing is so freaking broken right now. You at least know what you're going to get with Jimbo Fisher. You're going to get a great recruiter. Look at the dogs that he brought in. Mike Norvell can't bring in dogs. He can Bailey bring in puppies. Jimbo brought them in, right? Now, he shouldn't be calling plays. He's got to oversee it. He's got to hire the right coaches. And I'm not 100% on this. He's got to take less. This becomes a deal where Jimbo Fisher, hopefully LSU or no one else is interested in Jimbo. Be shocked if LSU would after the way the AD ripped Woodward. Of course, that AD came from A&M and went to LSU and was responsible for the Brian Kelly contract. He was responsible for the Jimbo Fisher contract at A&M. So I would think no. But if you're going to get him, this has to be a give-a-lot situation for Jimbo Fisher, who will be represented by Jimmy Sexton. I mean, can you imagine Jimmy Sexton in there with athletic director Mike Arnold? He'd eat him alive. Mike Arnold's got no chance. Mike Arnold is not qualified for this. He's in over his head. So Jimbo's going to say, listen, it's not about the money. I've made the money. I'm going to take less. Make it incentive-laden. I don't care if it's Jimmy Sexton. Feed Jimmy Sexton. Guarantee him a free meal every time he comes to Tallahassee. You have to take less and prove that you really want this job. He doesn't need the money. It's an ego thing. 8, 9, 10, 11. No. Incentive-laden. Base it on winning the ACC. Base it on making a college football playoff. Pay him then. This man can recruit. This man brought in talent. And people are like, whoa, he never did anything without Jameis Winston. He was still winning 8, 9, 10 games a year. You know, you got the AD Mike Alford yesterday, his release that came out with the booster saying, we're proud of the quality of wins. What do you have for a quality of win outside of Alabama in the last 2 years? Are you counting West Texas State and Kent State? Last year's victory over Cal? Last year's victory over, I mean, it's so broken. Florida State needs to fire their athletic director, too. Just my thoughts on it. And, you know, we'll see what happens. But a lot of you people there are just pounding the text line, okay? Saying yes, 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 yes. There's some that are saying no. I don't think I'm hard-headed when it comes to making decisions. I make a point. I stick with my point. It's very rare for me to change unless I see something that happens on the field that forces that change, whether it's drastic improvement by a player or big-time disappointment by a player. That's the only way it works. This is unlike anything I've ever thought of before. Actually bringing back Jimbo. And again, the only reason why I would is because what I just mentioned, and you know what you get. You know you're getting a quality leader. And don't give me that he couldn't win it. I told each and every one of you he would never win at Texas A&M. And you could say the same thing now, even though they're undefeated. Okay? I haven't bet in 10 years, but I tell you what, I'll come off the wagon. And any one of you people want to bet me about Texas A&M winning a national championship, it's not going to happen. Texas A&M doesn't win national titles. They haven't in 100 years. And I don't care how much money they have. 4806 Timber wanted a job before he never got. I found that hard to believe. 4751 Ballou. I got cash burning my home right now. Vegas. I'm riding the Philly Godfather's picks. All right, there you go. FSU grad. They tapped out all the local big boosters. Bucks revamping the stadium. Yeah, I mean it was just foolish. It was absolutely foolish. The new stadium. It's nice. I went to a couple of games. Come on. You didn't have to spend all that money on the stadium. Put it towards what really works for the players. The players don't care about luxury box seats. Big-time Seminole boosters now getting drinks with umbrellas in them, and they've got, leather seats. Screw that. This is college football. This is take your shirt off, paint your face, yell and scream. When did Florida State become a wine and cheese crowd? In the NFL, you should have saved that money and poured it into your team. That's what you should have done. 79-71. That's about the seventh or eighth time I've heard the season ended today. It would be the playoffs. Could we stop? Yeah. Well, I don't know who said that. Anyway, I don't know who said that. 0976. Ballou, wasn't there JT the Brick on the nights at the ball? Don't remember. I was in. Yeah, early on. Yes, I think so. He did a lot. I went up against JT the Brick for 7 years when I was on One-on-One Sports and Sporting News Radio out of Chicago. JT the Brick did his show on Fox Sports based out of Los Angeles. I did his show earlier today. He's in Vegas. He's been in Vegas forever. And there's a chance I might meet out. I got a busy schedule, though. I'm just thrilled. I went backstage Friday night after the Tedeschi Truck Show and got with Derek and Susan, and they're going to the game this weekend in Vegas. And, you know, he's like, what's happening? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting in. I'm probably just watching football. He's like, you want to go see the Eagles at the Sphere? And I'm like, well, hell yeah, I do. So I'm looking forward to doing that on Saturday night with Derek and Susan. That'll be a blast. I've been to the Sphere before. I saw you two there in March of 24, I believe. But it'll be cool to get out there and do that. Then after the game, I'm supposed to meet up with the Philly Rooster, one of the legendary handicappers. Here's a guy here telling me about my name has medieval roots from England. Not really aware of that, but I appreciate it. 4704 Blue. I'm one more Brian Thomas Jr. drop away from trading him for Gabe Davis. That may be the best tweet I've read in a while. Listen, here's the way you have to look at Brian Thomas Jr. We just talked about how Florida State totally overdid it with value, and value that doesn't make sense to what is most important. That is the Jimmies and the Joes or the Dogs. The money should have been poured into the NIL. It should have been poured into the program. They failed. Same deal here for Brian Thomas Jr. You can't get anything near his worth. What do you think they get in a trade for Brian Thomas Jr.? What do you think the best offer would be right now for the type of season he's had?
A fifth rounder, man.
Okay. I mean, I some people believe you're going to get a first rounder.
No way.
No.
People don't understand how valuable a first round draft pick is.
No,
that's
not going to happen. So I don't know if it'd be as low as a 5.
Maybe 4.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it would be, but it's not of value. He's under a rookie contract.
He was a 22nd pick overall.
Right. He's very affordable. This is year 2 out of a rookie contract. And you're not going to get anything even remotely close to what he was worth. What Jacksonville has to do, what Edgar Bennett has to do, and Liam Cohen and Grant Udinsky and everyone involved, they got to find a way to get him back to where he once was. He's shown it before. And, there's been a little bit of transparency with the organization about it. But as far as I know, what really is going on? I've heard all of the different theories and questions. I really feel for the guy. He's a good dude. He is. I hope they can fix him. That's what you got to hope for more than anything right now. I mean, don't run this guy down the Luke Jokel road, all right? Don't run him down the Caleb Chason road. Although Chason now is playing just incredible football for New England. But one thing I've really been able to witness from Jaguar fans is that you'll identify a player or two, and man, once you get on him, you're just ruthless. Look at the summer. Look at your opinions on Travis Etienne. Well, that's kind of shut up a lot of people with the way that he's played. Your image of Travis Etienne was fumbling on the goal line at Miami, a 14-point swing, and I'm telling you, every single show I got move Travis Etienne, move Travis Etienne. I still don't think they're going to bring him back because the position isn't worth the cash. You can always reload at running back, but that's just one recent example. They have to fix him. What if you moved him and the light went on again? I think the only way that they would ever consider moving Brian Thomas Jr. is if it was reported that him and Trevor Lawrence just are not on the same page and do not see eye to eye. We know Mac Jones had better numbers. We know it's been a struggle. It was evident at the Miller Electric Center going back to training camp. I went to every one of those practices, and I came in here every night and told you he was dropping balls. And people got, frankly, pissed at me for saying it. But I'm not giving up on him. You got to fix him. Can this organization fix him? That is what the question is. Much more to do, including a trip to Vegas. We'll hear from Rafael Esparza.
You don't need to bet everything on a Hail Mary. Just find a ride in your budget. Because Southside Kia is now Kia on Atlantic. New name, new location, same great deals. And we have the perfect place during the Kia Fall Savings event, like a new Kia payment free for a full 90 days. Or take advantage of financing rates as low as 0%. It's always a touchdown when you shop the best deals in town. Kia on Atlantic, your coastal Kia connection.
For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your National Builder of the Year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
After our son's shoulder issues were worsening, we took him to see Dr. Snyder at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, who recommended PRP treatment. We trusted Dr. Snyder's evaluation and look forward to seeing him pitch again. For the right care, the best care, we highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Looking for your new favorite hangout this football season? Try Voodoo Brewing Company in the heart of San Marco. Locally owned and community-focused, Voodoo Brewing serves up award-winning beers, scratch-made upscale pub fare, and laid-back vibes where everyone's welcome. For live music, trivia nights, and all the football action this season, make Voodoo Brewing Company Jacksonville your new favorite spot on San Marco Square.
Kuhn Flowers announces their home holiday decorating team is now taking orders for the holiday season. This is RJ with 1010XL. No more hassling with tree buying, untangling, and hanging burned out lights. Call on Kuhn Flowers. They do it all.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, you look troubled. Is something bugging you?
This friendship isn't all upside for me, Jason. People keep asking me stuff about you.
They ask you about me?
Is it really cooler with Bueller, they ask. So I say, totally. And they say, how do you mean that? And I say, he fixes air conditioners, which literally makes somebody cool. But he also has cool sunglasses and cool people and a cool family.
And I try to make working at Bueller Air and Plumbing a really cool experience for our technicians and plumbers. We treat our people like gold, and they treat our homeowners the exact same way.
Great. Well, now there's another cool thing I've got to remember. This is a lot of responsibility, Jason.
Life can get hectic sometimes. If you don't take a moment to slow down and appreciate all the cool parts, you could miss it.
Do people ask you about me at all?
Weirdly, they do.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Congratulations to Firehouse Subs for raising $20,000 for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation on First Responders Day. Those funds help provide life-saving tools and support to first responders nationwide.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping